All right, let's talk about a word we all think we know, grace. But what if I told you that its ancient Hebrew roots paint a picture so vivid, so powerful, it could completely change how you see it? Well, let's dive in and find out.
Now, you've probably heard this verse from Ephesians a million times, right? It's kind of the go-to passage for grace, and it seems pretty simple. Grace is a gift from God. We get it through faith, not because we did anything to earn it. Straightforward enough?
So that verse gives us our classic definition, unmerited favor, a gift you didn't deserve. And the original words in the Bible back this up. The Greek word is charis, the Aramaic is taibutha, and they both have this core idea of a free gift, of goodness being shown to you. And that is absolutely the foundation. But, and this is a big but, while that definition is totally true, it's not the whole picture, not even close. See, the Old Testament adds this fascinating twist to the story that makes it so much richer. To see what we're missing, we have to rewind. Way back to the very beginning, to the book of Genesis. The scripture says that Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. And that one little word, found, well, it kind of changes everything. And right there, that's the central puzzle, isn't it? Think about it. You receive a gift. You find your lost keys. So how can grace be both a free gift that you're given and also something that you find? Sounds like a contradiction, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
So how do we solve this little mystery? Well, the clue is hiding in plain sight, right there in the original language. The answer is wrapped up in this brilliant piece of Hebrew wordplay.
Okay, get ready for this, because this is really cool. The Hebrew word for grace is Chen. It's spelled with two letters, Cheth and Nun. Now look, what happens if you just flip those two letters around? You get Nun and Cheth, which spells Noach. That's the Hebrew name for Noah. And the name Noah means rest. This is not a coincidence. This is absolutely intentional. So the wordplay itself is the message. It's asking, how did Noah find grace? And the answer is right there in his name, by resting in God, not by trying to earn it through his own works. It connects perfectly with that New Testament idea, doesn't it? But hold on, it gets even deeper. So, linguistically, scholars have this little debate about the true origin of the word Chen. Some believe it comes from a root that means to show favor, which, lines up perfectly with our classic definition. But others make a strong case that it comes from a totally different root, one that means to encamp or to set up tents. The source material we're looking at suggests that actually both meanings are intended to work together to give us a much bigger picture.
And it's that second meaning, that idea of an encampment, that really unlocks the most powerful visual for what grace is all about. So let's just take a second and imagine what that would have meant to someone in the ancient world.
I want you to picture the ancient Near East. If you were a nomad, maybe a Bedouin, your entire life, your whole world, it revolved around the family encampment. This was way more than just a place to sleep. It was the center of everything.
So you've got this big extended family, this clan, and they pitch their tents in a giant circle. Now that circle isn't just for looks. It's a wall. It's protection. Inside that circle of tents, you are safe. You have food. You have rest. You belong. But outside, you're vulnerable. You're alone. Outsiders were not welcome.
And here is the most important rule of the encampment. If you were a stranger, a traveler looking for safety, you couldn't just wander in. The only way to find that refuge, to get inside that circle, was to be accepted into the family, usually through some kind of covenant, like becoming a blood brother.
Okay, so let's bring that powerful image, this idea of a safe, protected family camp, back to our word grace. Because it's not just about getting a gift, it's about getting an invitation.
So now, we can build a much deeper definition. Grace isn't just unmerited favor. It's the unmerited favor of God offering us the incredible privilege of becoming a member of His family, of being welcomed into His safe, protected encampment. There's a phrase that just sums this all up perfectly. Jesus Christ Himself is the gate to the family camp. He's the way in. He's the one who stands at the entrance and makes it possible for an outsider like you or me to be welcomed in, to become part of the family, and to find that real, true rest and safety. So the whole picture comes into focus. Imagine you're approaching God's encampment. You're an outsider. You have nothing to offer, no way to earn your way in. But then Jesus, God's Son, steps forward. He looks at you and declares you worthy, not because of who you are, but because of who He is. And then He simply asks you, do you want to come in? Do you want to be a child of God? The gift is offered, but the choice to accept it is completely yours. And really,
That's what it all comes down to. This deeper understanding of grace leaves us right there, at the gate. It's a free gift, a life-changing invitation to come inside and join the family. So the only question left for any of us is, will you say yes or no?